and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to be speaking about how the power of thought is what influenced human evolution. When I first learned about the topic of this talk, I realized quickly that there are so many different subjects that can fall under this wide umbrella. So what better topic to talk about than the mystery surrounding our own origins, and to answer a very complex and quite old question in simple terms. Since long before any one of us here, or quite really anyone for that matter, could remember, there has been one question that us as a collective society have been trying and had a grasp at for answering. Now this question is, why us? Why us? What led us here specifically to this very point in existence? For some background context, the very first trace of any human subspecies, at least to our knowledge, traces back to 2 million years ago. Now for us, that's been quite a while, nearly 1 million lifetimes. But in terms of evolution, it's a mere blink of the eye. In terms of the universe, this is, in a giant book, a mere page turn. And when you put it into perspective and compare it against the tens of millions of other species we share this earth with, humans are evolutionary feats, considering that we've amounted to so much in so little time. So what exactly is it that makes us different? What isolated the Homo Sapiens and caused us specifically to move forward in evolution when others couldn't? Out of all the human subspecies, and there were quite a few, at least to our knowledge, why did only one, us, have the means to survive? Now this is where I get to my point that thoughts, the imaginative, creative thoughts that run through our heads every single day, those are responsible for our survival. And I'm about to present the proof of this through the fact that thoughts are what prompted continuous human evolution. I'll start at the very beginning. The very first recorded human subspecies were the Homo erectus, who had migrated out of Africa long before the Homo sapiens. Now, in terms of body, they were much fitter and larger than we were, so naturally it would have made more sense that they would have outlived us. They had better odds, and with the laws of nature, they had a better chance. And the exact same can be said for the Neanderthals, who physically they had more advantage than we did. So where did we gain the upper hand when really the future seemed quite dim and bleak for us? Turns out, it was all in our big heads. Our brains are the answer. This is where guesswork fails to give us an answer, and my huge claim is supported by science. As it turns out, our brains were larger even with the earlier humans. But this isn't the crucial point. The point is that the areas of our brain that are responsible for the thinking, the communication, the planning, and most importantly, the ability to spread this information between people, this was larger than their relative counterparts. Now this is the crucial point, because it means that because of our ability to think and more deeply than the other subspecies and be able to share it between others, we could adapt better and quicker to the fluctuating climate of the time. And the exact same can be said to our current situation, considering that the climate is yet again fluctuating, this time out of our own hands. Another example, same one, between the evolution of species, is that Homo erectus, who had been using the same exact crude hand axe for thousands of years. Now this clearly shows that one, they didn't have the thinking abilities to improve their quality of life, much less identify the issues in their life, meaning they couldn't survive. Meanwhile, the Homo sapiens, us early humans, had a whole range of tools, meaning that we could take a problem, think about it, and use that thinking to help us survive. Besides the evolutionary example, the power of thinking can be seen in the many achievements of humanity. Why are the thinkers such as Nicholas Copernicus and Socrates remembered in history and held at such high standards? Why are they commemorated when others, regular people, aren't? They reached conclusions that others couldn't even begin to comprehend. The people that offer something new to society as a result of their thinking are the ones that push it further, and this in itself is a form of evolving humanity, pushing our quality of life further. The milestones of humanity's histories are marked by the turning thoughts and the fruits of those said thoughts of that age, making thought our most powerful tool, especially when it is transcribed into action. An example would be, well, not between two different species, but between ourselves, is the heliocentric model of the universe. the idea that the Earth is not the center of the universe. Nicholas Copernicus, he came to this conclusion by rethinking and questioning the old ways of thinking. Now, if he didn't do this, our idea of space wouldn't have been revolutionized, and the whole way that we view space wouldn't have been rethinked. Imagine, if Copernicus didn't reach this conclusion, we could have maybe never got onto the moon, or perhaps Mars in the near future. Imagine if we were still stuck thinking that the Earth is the center of the universe. That would be disastrous in our continuous humanity, and we would probably ended up just like the Homo erectus and the Denisovans. On the flip side, this could have been a good thing as well. The past other human subspecies, they lived for quite a good amount of time, several thousands of years, just as we've been continually going on. And if we didn't have such advanced intelligence and ended up where they were, perhaps we wouldn't have such violent tendencies and happen to destroy everything on the earth to no point of return. Either way, all the renowned and famous individuals, the one quality that they share is the ability to think deeper. And it's with each thought that they push humanity further, evolving us further. Now, these are just some of the countless examples of how thinking has taken humanity further. And it's thinking that differentiates us from every other species on this earth, and perhaps even the universe. It's thinking that's from the very first human to every single last one of us has taken us further. And it's now more than ever that we need this thinking in order to preserve our future, the future of this Earth's environment, and to undo the horrible changes and problems that we've caused in the past. Thank you for coming.